They traded away Christian McCaffrey. They cut Baker Mayfield. They fired Matt Rule. Now, they have done what they should have always done and hired me. Now, we will be taking over the Carolina Panthers today in a new rebuild. It's been a while. Sorry for the pause, guys. We had some things going on with, holidays and all that jazz. I just figured take a break. Everybody's, chilling out for the holidays. But anyway, let's get right into this. And now they have hired me as interim head coach to replace Matt Rule. So with that said, this is going to be a lot of fun. And we have some players to get upgraded here, so we're just going to get that out of the way. So first things first, in a rebuild, you have to assess the roster, and obviously the Panthers have a lot of holes, and Baker Mayfield was not cut for some reason, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. Sam Darnold is our starting QB, Chuba Hubbard is our starting running back, DJ Moore, of course, is our starting receiver, and that will remain. Don't have much elsewhere. Wide receivers are okay. Tight ends are okay. I'm definitely going to start Tremble, though. O-line isn't horrible. That's kind of a bright spot. Our left side on the interior is kind of weak. Center and left guard's kind of weak. But right guard, right tackle, left tackle is all pretty solid. Defensive line's pretty good. That is one really nice spot on this team. Linebackers are okay. Next year we're going to trade Shaq Thompson for sure. Dante Jackson, J.C. Horn, C.J. Henderson aren't terrible corners. Pretty young still, relatively. And then our safeties are decent. Jeremy Chin's really good and young. So some good players here. But first things first, we're going to scour free agency and see if there's anybody that is available that we can grab to help this team out. First of all, we're going to go quarterback, and there's really not much. Running back, Dearness Johnson I'm interested in for sure. Go ahead and bring him in. He's a young guy. Could definitely do some damage for us on the ground. Receivers, if there's really not, Preston Williams is a guy that's already on our practice squad. We're just going to go ahead and bring him right on up. I think he could do some damage for us as well. Then tight ends, obviously not much. Left tackle, don't really need. Let's see here. Defensive ends, don't really need any. Linebackers, again, same deal. Corners is something that I could look at. Kendall Sheffield actually makes a lot of sense. We're going to go ahead and add him to the squad. Try to help us out in that secondary. I know we don't have the best defense, but we have a solid defense. I think you could win some games with it, and as long as we get a quarterback in this year's draft, we're going to be golden, man. I think our defense is really good. We draft quarterback in a few other places, and we're going to be ready to go coming into next year. So don't really see much going on here at safety that I'm interested in. Kicker, Brian Johnson's pretty solid. Let's see. We're going to compare him to what we have already, and if he's better, we'll keep him. If not, we'll add him to the practice squad. And then, nothing at punter, of course. We got to make 3 spots on this team for the guys we just signed, so let's go ahead and do that. J.J. Jansen, you're gone. Sorry, bud. I feel like we could cut a running back, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Raheem Blackshear. I don't know. He's really the only speed we got there. Quarterback, definitely can't cut. We added a corner, so we could probably get rid of one. Yeah, Tay Hayes, you're gone. Sorry, bud. Linebacker, yeesh. Backup middle linebacker is bad. Defensive tackle, we could definitely get rid of one. Let's just go with him. Move him to the practice squad. And then we're ready to go. We're just going to hit this depth chart real quick. Get that out of the way. Make sure everything's in order. Everything looks good on that end, and we're going to go ahead and sim out this year, and hopefully we can bring in a few wins and show this Carolina ownership that we're here to stay. And we got a win immediately, 37-31. Against the Seattle Seahawks. And let's go ahead and look at the box score on that game just because I want to see what Sam Darnold did. I mean, 37 points is pretty solid. Sam Darnold went for 386, 5 tutties, and an interception. Geno had 424 and 2. Kenneth Walker also had 2 touchdowns. So I really don't even understand how we had so many. I mean, I guess we had 5 touchdowns passing. So Sam Darnold took over week 1 and was an absolute beast. I'm not going to keep him moving forward, but that's just a good sign. I mean, shows that we can coach guys up. I think it's pretty clear that Sam's not going to be the starter here. We did lose, unfortunately, to the Steelers, but we got a breakout linebacker. Could improve someone's depth. Ooh, Frankie Louvu. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's possible. Still got a trench boost. We probably got sacked this game, I would say. Without allowing a sack. Okay, pretty solid. Pretty solid. Every O-lineman earned 10K. Getting our O-line a pretty solid boost here going into Week 16 against the Detroit Lions. This is at home. The Lions are now 7-7, meaning they've won the last 3 in a row. So let's see if we can get a game going here. We got an unstoppable force, so we're playing one of the top NFL offenses. Let's say constant pressure is what we're going for. Brian Burns needs to get home. We really need to stop that Lions run game, and hopefully the Lions defense does not show up and we eke out a win. But I don't really think we'll do that. Yeah, we lost pretty badly. Pretty badly, I'll say 34-21. Yeah. Oh, he upgraded. Pretty sweet. Frankie Louvu's now a star dev, plus 20K for the linebacker. Let's see who we need to negotiate with before we get too far. I just want to make sure there's nobody we're, overlooking. Yeah, there's really nobody here that I'm looking to re-sign, so that works out well. Upgrade players. Like I said, we got 20K for Frankie, so he's going to get some upgrades here. We're going to go pass coverage one time and then probably power rusher one more, just because he does play outside linebacker. We are in a 3-4, but you still got to keep that in mind. He does have to drop into coverage at times, so he's only 25 too. I thought he was like 27, so that's perfect. We got some more upgrades here as well. And we are playing Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay Week 17. Don't see a win coming here, and honestly, I'm okay with it. I really want to get that first overall pick so I can get Bryce Young. That would be absolutely amazing. We are currently, 5-11. What's the worst team in the NFL right now? Houston. They're definitely going to get Bryce Young, unfortunately for me. Probably going to go have the C.J. Stroud route or the Anthony Richardson route, depending on where I pick. Depending on if we win or lose this game in Week 18 against the Saints. Icky's up to an 81 overall, which is absolutely awesome. Year 1, you're just really looking for rookies to get better. You're trying to upgrade some guys. We lost again, same score. So hopefully we're in that first 3 picks at least. That's what I'd want. Because really we need a quarterback in the first. Basically, what you want in this draft is you want a top 2 picks so you can get one of the top 2 quarterbacks, or the 3rd pick so you can get Will Anderson. That's your hopes, We're going to go ahead and sim to the Super Bowl, and we'll see you then. Dallas, wow. Not really surprising, honestly. I did think Buffalo would win, but Dallas is a very good team. Cooper Kupp wins Offensive Player of the Year. Apparently, they didn't have his injury in here, even though I had injuries turned on, I thought. Obviously, MVP Josh Allen, Sirianni Coach of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year Cooper Kupp, Defensive Player of the Year Max Crosby, which actually could happen realistically in real life. Offensive Rookie of the Year Garrett Wilson could also happen, and Defensive Rookie of the Year Tariq Woolen. I don't think it's going to happen. I feel like it's pretty clear that Sauce Gardner is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Him or Aiden Hutchinson, most likely. Probably just, I'm saying that because I'm a Lions fan, but I mean, you can't really discount, he's been playing really well. So staff week, it seems as though we're staying here. We did win a game, and we looked decent. We didn't get blown out by any means, but we just don't have a great team. We don't have a good quarterback. The front office knows that. So hopefully we'll make it past this year. So it looks like the Carolina Panthers have decided to keep me aboard going forward. They think I showed enough to show that, I can, lead this team and draft a quarterback, draft players in general to help this team out and go and get the right free agents, because we do have a decent amount of money with $61 million in cap, and we're not going to re-sign anybody. And realistically right now what we're going to do is we're going to advance to the free agency period 1, and what we will do is go ahead and try to trade a lot of these guys that are older or we're getting a lot of money. Brian Burns obviously is going to stay no matter what, but Shaq Thompson's a guy I would definitely look to trade. Austin Corbett I'd be fine with trading. Alfline I'm definitely going to try to get rid of. What's he injured for? He's out until the draft, so can't get rid of him right now to save some cap space. But Shaq Thompson, I might hold on to. I know he's getting a lot of money, but that's a lot of money to eat as well. $11 million in penalty. Let's see what we can get for him first. And I'm going to use the fancy new get offers button. Not really new anymore, but wow, Darnell Mooney and a defensive end, Hayden Hurst, Jerry Jeudy, Devin White. That is insane. That's not going to happen in real life, so I'm not going to do that. But that would be the one I'd take for sure. There's really not. Brandon Ayuk would be crazy, but that's definitely not. Amon-Ra's definitely not going to happen. Jacoby, no. Hunter, no. So realistically, the only one that I could even see happening is Jerry Jeudy. But I'm not going to trade him for that, so I'm going to go ahead and back out. And I'm just going to go ahead and go around the league, see what teams it would make sense for him to go to. Obviously, not the Bears. Bengals, probably not. The Bills could make some sense, but they have, well, actually, that'd make a lot of sense. If we moved him to left outside, he would be a perfect candidate for Buffalo. And I feel like that would make a lot of sense for us and them. We're really looking for picks at this point because this is going to be a pretty good draft. So we want picks or, young players, either one, because realistically that's what we're trying to build here as a young team. I'll take Taylor Moton at 29, but not Shaq Thompson. I'm sorry, I can't do it. So we're going to go ahead and try to move him to the Bills. And if we can't get anything that is worth it for us, we're going to move on. I'm not really going to sit around too long. Gabe Davis would be awesome. They can't afford him, actually. So the Broncos could make some sense, actually. I don't know about... Yeah, actually, never mind. A lot of these teams really just can't afford him, too. So that's something to keep in mind. The Cardinals make a lot of sense for a lot of different reasons. Okay, so first off, they don't really have a outside linebacker. They have an older J.J. Watt. Well, they need a lot of stuff, though, to be fair. I don't know if they'd really make this deal because I think the Cardinals were a lot farther off this year than they were last year, and a lot of people haven't noticed that yet. But I think that's going to be a big thing for them. This team, Washington, I could see making this a deal for him. But I don't think so because they really need a quarterback. I really want a first-round pick for him, if I'm being honest. The Cowboys. This would make so much sense. Let's see if we can get their first, second-round picks and Jalen Tolbert. I don't know. This probably won't go through, but I just want to see. Not super far off. So let's see if we can throw in a fourth and see how close that gets us. Because realistically, I could see the Cowboys doing this, just loading up. I mean, they don't really need that first-round pick. It's a 32 overall. They could really use Shaq Thompson on that defense. And could you imagine if they had Shaq Thompson plus Micah Parsons on the outside with DeMarcus Lawrence? That'd just be insane, man. So 2/4 isn't quite cutting it here. So I'm going to try to change the player, and maybe that'll make a bit of a difference. We're going to go for Jake Ferguson, the tight end. Trade accepted. So we have moved Shaq Thompson to the Dallas Cowboys. And we have also put in that package 2 fourth-round picks this year, and we have received the first round pick and second round pick from the Cowboys, 32 overall and 64 overall respectively, along with tight end Jake Ferguson, who is a pretty young player and will fit in as like our third, maybe even second tight end, depending on what we do. But going forward, this is a beautiful trade. First and a second round pick. Couldn't really ask for much more for Shaq. And obviously Frankie Louvu just upgraded his dev trait, so that really helps us there. Now, in terms of other players that we could look to trade, there's really not too much. Xavier Woods could make some sense. I would definitely look to get rid of him, save us about $3 million in cap. I'm fine with that. He's more of like a, stop, like a plug type of player, I guess would be the best way to put it. He's not the type of player that you're going to go ahead and seek out. I don't know if that's being kind of rude, but he's just pretty good. He's not the greatest. So we're not going to get too much for him, but I could see the Bills making a move for him here. And really, we just want young players or picks, like I've said before. But the Bills probably aren't the best team to go for because really, we're probably thinking like a third and a fifth for him. Probably not going to get that. So, well, it's not too far off. Let's go third and a sixth. Let's go with their last fifth and see if that makes a difference. Accepted. So I'll take that for sure for an aging safety who's not too bad but not too good. So right now we have the 5th overall pick, the 32nd. I cannot speak. So right now we have the 5th overall pick, the 32nd overall pick, the 37th overall pick, the 56th overall pick, the 64th overall pick, the 88th overall pick, the 95th overall pick, and then the 133rd and 159th overall picks. That is an insane load of draft capital. 2 firsts, 3 seconds, 2 thirds, 2 fifths. We could do a lot with that. I'm talking move up for Bryce Young. We could stay put and draft one of the better defensive players. We could, who knows what we could do. We're going to take a look at the draft board, kind of figure out what we're going to do, scout these college players, kind of see where we're at because I really, 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 really want Bryce Young. But at the same time, this is Bengals draft class. This is not mine. I don't know these players overalls coming into this. So Anthony Richardson, never mind. I'm not drafting Anthony Richardson. He looks like absolute poop. I think Bryce Young is really the only way to go here, in my opinion. For some reason, C.J. Stroud is the number 1 quarterback right now, but Bryce Young is going to be the number 1 overall pick. I just don't see a way that C.J. Stroud is picked over him. Will Levis, I wouldn't absolutely hate, but he's not a guy I'm going like, yay, we got Will Levis. I'd be kind of worried going forward. And then running back's a player that we definitely want. Bijan Robinson would be a freaking beast in Carolina. Could you imagine Bryce Young and Bijan Robinson on the same team? But there's also Jahmyr Gibbs, Zach Charbonnet, Devin Achane, I think is how you say it. Zach Evans, Blake Corum, Sean Tucker, Tank Bigsby, Chris Rodriguez, Deuce Vaughn, Travis Dye, Eric Gray, Kenny McIntosh, Kendre Miller, Tavion Thomas, Dwayne McBride, Lou Nichols, Muhammad Ibrahim. Look at all these freaking running backs, dude. This is one of the most stacked running back classes ever. Probably not literally, but this is going to be an insane running back class. Wide receiver could also be a pretty big need for us. These are some guys that we could look to draft. There's a lot of good receivers here as well. Quentin Johnston would be great. Jackson Smith and Jigba would be great. Cedric Tillman, I wouldn't be mad about. Jordan Addison. Like I said, there's a lot of good players here. But it's going to be really up to what we do depending on if we can get Bryce Young, because that's going to be the number 1. Getting Bryce Young matters the most, and then everything else comes after. But Darnell Washington as our tight end would be an absolute beast, bro. 6'7", 265, and he's got great overalls just all around. And this is a pretty good tight end class as well. So I could see, Eric Albert getting, or Gilbert, I don't know why I said Albert. Eric Gilbert getting some, play here. Jaheim Bell, Jaleel Billingsley, Cameron Latou. I could see Dalton Kincaid coming here. A lot of different guys. Pretty good offensive class, just in general. The offensive line's pretty good as well. A lot of good guys, pretty deep talent there. And really, we don't need offensive line, but we could definitely get it if it's there, in the 3rd to 5th round. I'm definitely going for offensive line if it's there, because we do need center and left guard, and I could even say right guard, so we can then trade away our right guard and save some money. So pretty good class all around. Defensive end is kind of a need as well. This is a place where we could go if we miss out on Bryce Young. I wouldn't be mad if we traded up for Will Anderson either, honestly. Zach Harrison, Miles Murphy. There's a lot of good players here. And the real question is defensive tackle. I feel like that's not as big of a need as the other places, but there's a lot of good players at defensive tackle here too, guys. Like, this is honestly a really, really good draft class to have a lot of picks, and we've got a ton. So I'm really excited to get into this draft. But before we do that, we're going to have to go ahead and do the free agents because obviously that comes first. So unfortunately, this is kind of a weak free agency class. Tony Pollard, somebody that we could definitely be interested in. What does he want here? I would look more for like 4 years, and I'll give him a little bit more in the bonus area. Not a great offer. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. We're at the low end for him. I'm not going to rush. I'm going to withdraw my offer just because we have such a good draft class coming up. Now, here's where it could get sticky. Quarterback. What do we do? Do we sign a guy like Tyler Huntley? I think we're going to. We're going to at least try. Let's give him a 3-year deal. Let's go 3.5 per. See if that can get him. Just because of the fact that I'm really not super 100% that we will trade up for Bryce, and I just want to have kind of a stopgap there if need be. Which obviously he's not the best quarterback, but I feel like we can make it work because next year I will be playing all games. So keep that in mind as we go through this. This is not just a one episode type of rebuild here. Now, wide receiver, this is actually a pretty good spot. There's a few guys I would be interested in. Alan Lazard would make some sense, for instance. Give him a 2-year deal. I'm definitely going to go cheap just because I don't really need him that bad, and I wouldn't be mad if we didn't get him. And I kind of want to go a little bit younger, like a guy like Paris Campbell would probably be a little bit better. Give him a 3-year deal. He's also a little bit cheaper to begin with, so that would work out for us. And then we got 2 more offers. So let's go ahead and just take a peek through and see if there's any guys that we really, really want. Nate Davis would be amazing here. And actually, how many offers does he have? 10 right now. Let's go 4 years, and we'll go $8.5 million. Nah, we already are paying a guard a lot, and if we're going to get a guard, we might as well get it through the draft. Let's be real. I don't want to pay 2 guards freaking $30 million or whatever. It'd be like, I don't know, 20, 15. But either way, I don't want to pay my guards that much, so we're going to go ahead and move on. Marcus Davenport could make a lot of sense. He has a lot of teams interested, but I think we might be able to afford him. I mean, that's not a bad contract at all. We're not even in the top 5, so we're going to go ahead and withdraw from him. Romeo Okwara got cut. That's wow. Is there any more outside linebackers or middle linebackers that we'd be interested in? Deion Jones could be okay. I kind of want to go younger, though. David Long Jr., Chris Barnes. I like them both. I'm going to offer both, actually. We're going to give them pretty similar deals here. I don't want to offer them too much, but I don't want to, give them a bad offer either. Just because we do run a 3-4, we're going to offer them both. Because then if we do get both, we got starting middle linebackers. So I'm not really too worried about it. Outside linebacker is a spot we could look to go. Clelin Ferrell could make some sense, but we do not have any more offers. So we're going to go ahead and evaluate. Players have evaluated their submitted offers. And we're going to go ahead and try to get Clelin Ferrell as well. And we're actually going to go on a 1-year deal. We're going to give him about 4-ish per. Let's look at my signings. We got Paris Campbell and Chris Barnes. So that's not bad. A receiver and a linebacker. We also are still in negotiations with Alan Lazard and Tyler Huntley. And who did we want that got signed? Tony Pollard to the Dolphins. Davenport to the Seahawks. Who did we want that got signed, though? Like, that we were actually interested in. Wait, Geno Smith to the Giants. That is hilarious. That's actually hilarious. David Long, damn, he went to the Giants as well. That's all right, though. We got one of them. I'm cool with that. So now what we're going to want to do is go ahead and look at safety. Deshaun Elliott, I would love, personally. I'm a really big fan. But we kind of need a free safety more than a strong safety, which honestly he could play free safety too. Corner, maybe. Right outside linebacker, not really. Who are we targeting right now? Lazard, Farrell, and Huntley. Let's have them evaluate again. Okay, so yeah, we're not going to get pretty much anybody that we wanted. We're going to go ahead and try to get another quarterback, and then if we can't, we're going to move on. Daniel Jones to the Steelers. That's kind of insane. Jacoby Brissett, I would not be mad at. Let's go 1 year, and we're going to give him $8 million. He's a solid quarterback. I would not be mad at paying him $8 million, even if it was to back up. Just because of the fact that like he's a good player, and I feel like he'd be a good guy to have in the locker room too. Still haven't signed really anybody. Okay, so Jacoby signed elsewhere. Damn, he signed with the Colts, and he got 2 years for, well, he got less money, but he got a 2-year deal. Wow, Baker signed. Sam Darnold signed. Jordan Love signed. Drew Lock signed. Okay, well, we need to get a quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater would be okay. I don't like him as much as Jacoby, so I'm going to give him a little bit less money. But he's solid. I'll give him $7 million. And then let's... Ooh, Cooper Rush, I feel like, is really, really undervalued in this game. I don't know how he's still a 63 after he started all those games for Dallas, but I'm going to give him a deal too. See if we can't get one of these guys at least. So Allen Lazard is getting a lot of love now, so we're going to go ahead and withdraw our offer from him. Clelin Ferrell is the same thing. Go ahead and withdraw our offer. We got Cooper Rush, so that's pretty solid. We did get a decent, well, overall, he's not decent. Like, he's pretty bad. But we're going to try to get, like, Gardner Minshew. He'd be great on a 2-year deal. Let's go ahead and let's try to sign a running back, even though I don't really want... I'm not going to give a guy a bunch of money, basically, is what I'm getting at here. I just want a younger guy that can play. He wants $2.5 million per year, though. I can get those type of guys through free agency normally. Then you don't have to pay a bunch of money and have to sign a big deal. You can just get him for 1 year like I would really want anyway. Noah Brown, John Ross. There's really not too much left in terms of wide receivers. Braxton Berrios I wouldn't be mad at. But he wants quite a bit of money. I'll give him 3. 2 years, $3 million each. Why not? Tight end. Juwan Johnson, I would definitely like to bring in, but that's way too much money for him. Yeah, let's go. Not a great deal, but not bad either. How many offers? Well, that's available, I guess. So we do need a defensive tackle, but we'll wait. Would like a defensive end. Left outside linebacker. Now, middle linebacker is a place that we could go here, but not too much left. Mac Wilson I do like, though. He is young. Give him a 3-year deal. Wouldn't be mad at that. Right outside linebacker, Clelin Ferrell is a guy that we did want, but we're not going to get. Justin Hollins could be interesting. Give him a 2-year deal. $2.5 million, why not? We're not using a bunch of money, but we're getting some guys we need. Well, we got some 5th-year options here. Derek Brown, yeah, we're going to accept that. And then we have another 5th-year option somehow. CJ Henderson. We're not going to pick up his 5th year. And free agency is almost over, and we're almost to draft day. But we have to see what we got. So we got Paris Campbell, Chris Barnes, Braxton Berrios, Mac Wilson, and Cooper Rush. Juwan Johnson hasn't signed, Justin Hollins hasn't signed, and Gardner Minshew has not signed. And let's see if we can maybe get them to come on over. We got Johnson, we got Hollins, we got Minshew. Let's go, baby. We are building a team the right way. We're bringing guys in that fit the culture, fit the roster, fit what we need and what we want. And they're all on pretty good deals, so I'll take it. And let's get into this freaking draft, bro. Because that's what I'm excited for right now, honestly. I'm really, really excited to get into this draft and see if Bryce Wilson, if Bryce Young is going to be a Carolina Panther or a Houston Texan, or will he go elsewhere? But before we get into that, let's just take a peek at this recap. Kareem Hunt to the Ravens, Pollard to the Dolphins. Not a lot of these are huge, big moves, but the Ravens, getting a lot of help. Dolphins, Seattle, Chicago. A lot of good players. Rashad Penny going to the Lions. Wow, that's kind of surprising. Alan Lazard to the Raiders. Let's see here. Did Jamal Williams get signed? I don't see him anywhere. Nope, he is a free agent. We might look to bring him in. That'd be a good guy to bring in on a one-year deal for sure. I love Jamal Williams. After having a huge year, I don't see how the Lions didn't, bring him back. But to be fair, this was probably right before he started that, big takeoff where he had a few games with 2 touchdowns. But let's get into this draft, baby. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see if we can't trade up. Wow, Chicago has the number 1 overall pick. And to me, that just screams trade down. And to me, that means we are going to trade up for Mr. Bryce Young. And obviously we know we're going to have to give up pick number 5. I'm okay with that because we're getting Bryce friggin' Young. But we also have a bunch of other picks. And here's where it gets fun because we have another first rounder, 3 second rounders, and 2 third rounders. But what I'm going to do to begin with is I am going to try to add some players that Chicago would be interested in that fit their, age, their scheme, and their needs as well. So let's see if we can offload our center to the Bears here. Oof, that's not who I was hoping was going to be the center. Wow. They're very, very willing to move down. So I think what we'll do is we'll give them... Man, Pat Elflein's really bad. I don't think that's even, fair. He's really bad. Let's see here. That's not good for them. CJ Henderson could make some sense getting traded to Chicago. That actually makes a lot of sense for me. And then I'll also throw in a second-round pick. Because they do have some corners, but they're all pretty old. And if CJ Henderson, if a former first-rounder, can come in and play well, then they just got themselves a really good corner. We're going to throw in a second-round pick, 64 overall, and see if that goes through. And that has been accepted somehow. Honestly, that really blows my mind. But we are moving up from 5 to number 1, and we will be drafting the quarterback from Alabama, Bryce Young. And this is a guy that, like I said before, the clear-cut number 1 pick, number 1 quarterback in this draft, and it's not even close. We have 91 throw power, 85 speed, 90 change of direction, 87 acceleration, 88 agility. I know he's only 6 foot, but that hidden dev will probably be a superstar dev, if not better. But Houston, with the number 2 overall pick, let's see what they do. I think they'll probably go Stroud, just because. Whoa! Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech, folks. That man just got bust. Wow. That's wow. I don't even know what to say right now. But obviously Seattle needs a quarterback as well because Geno Smith did sign with the Giants. And they go Jalen Carter. Oh, my Lord. Atlanta, are you going to go quarterback or are you going to go Will Anderson here? Because this would be a prime destination for us to trade up again to get Will Anderson. Because think about this, guys. Think about our team right now if we had Will Anderson as well as Bryce Young. At defensive end, I mean, we could definitely use him on defense. Will Anderson would be amazing. But my question is, can we move up? I don't know, and I don't think we can. Because if I'm Atlanta, I'm sticking right there, and I'm taking Will Anderson. And you're going to have to give up a king's ransom to get him, especially moving up from pick 32. So I don't really see a way that this goes down, unfortunately. But they really actually need a quarterback the most. Oh, man. But then again, I don't see Chicago trading down a second time, especially if Will Anderson fell. They would just go, oh, shit, we just grabbed the guy of the future, our next, Khalil Mack. Let's just stay put here and see what we can do. But we are going to try to move up. And let's add a guard and a third-round pick. And yeah, that's not even close. So I don't want to give up a ton just because we do need a lot of players this year. And they're probably going to... Wow! They go Will Anderson. And honestly, the big thing here is I really don't want the Bears to take a quarterback. And at this point, it's looking like they were going to. That's why I traded up to 1, because I did not want them to take a quarterback. But they're going to. That is just disgusting. Oh, no. Oh, no. Damn it. They're going to take C.J. Stroud, the Ohio State QB, and that's going to completely wreck the league because Justin Fields is going to be benched for no reason after he had a great season. Oh, I almost want to try to trade with them just because, you know what I mean? Like, just because I don't really even want to trade up, but it's like, I don't want this to happen, man. I really don't want them to take C.J. Stroud. I just really don't want it to happen. They have freaking Justin Fields. Like, if anybody should have taken a quarterback, it should have been the Texans at 2 and then Seattle. But neither of them did, and I don't understand why. Like, what is the thinking behind that, man? Like, I almost want to trade up and then trade back down with somebody. You know what I mean? So I can get more picks. Yeah, that's not going to work. I don't really see a way we're going to be able to get this pick, honestly. We'd probably have to give up second and a third. I mean, let's see how close that is. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to give up a king's ransom just so the Bears don't fuck themselves. Bears, you want to fuck yourself? Do it. They did not do it. Thank God. Whoo, thank God. Okay, so the Colts probably will go C.J. Stroud. They don't either. Who is going to get Stroud? Is it going to be the Lions? No, they go tight end at 8. They are redrafting Hawk after they just traded Hawk away. That's such a Lions thing to do. Watch the Eagles go quarterback. C.J. Stroud is still there at pick 10. Okay, Steelers got him. That makes sense. Seahawks are probably pissed. Oh, they got Quentin Johnston. They now have DK Metcalf and Quentin Johnston on the same team. That's insane. Miles Murphy to the Raiders. That makes a lot of sense. Jackson Smith and Jigba to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And don't forget, they also traded for Calvin Ridley. So they technically have Calvin Ridley, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Christian Kirk all on that same receiving core. That's going to be insane. Trevor Lawrence is about to be a beast next year. Okay, Chargers go receiver. Kind of surprising, but not really that surprising. See what the Jets do. Left tackle, that makes a lot of sense. Lions, they go safety. Okay. Don't really love it, but it makes some sense. Isaiah Foskey is a steal here for the Texans. Will Levis to the Green Bay Packers. Okay. Left tackle, that makes a lot of sense too. Sewell, that makes a lot of sense. I like that pick. Cam Smith, solid. Are they going to go quarterback? They go receiver. So we have the 30 Oh, no. Literally, as I skipped the Broncos pick, because they have Javonte Williams, I said to myself, we have the 30... Well, I was going to say it out loud. We have the 32nd pick, and Bijan Robinson is still there. Well, not anymore, guys. That man is gone. So, what do we do here? Joey Porter would be a good pick. Honestly, I might even move up for him. Jahmyr Gibbs would be great. Kayshawn would be great. Man, Darnell Washington could be okay. I wouldn't be mad at it. BJ Ujulari could make some sense. Let's see what's there before we get all excited about these guys. Because, like, I just got excited about Bijan and he's gone. Joey Porter, gone. Darnell Washington, gone. Every name I just said is going to be gone. Watch. Every single one. It's insane. Jahmyr Gibbs, gone. Brian Branch. All right. So we are on the clock with the 32nd overall pick here. And there could be some trades happening here, to be honest with you, because I don't really love any of these players. Kayshawn could be solid, but I don't know. What's he testing at numbers-wise? 4.32. That's... yeah, I'm probably going to draft him. We really need another receiver. I'm going to go with Kayshawn. Yeah. 94 speed. Yeah, we basically have stud receivers now at every position. But we really need to go defense from here on out. That's 100%. No questions asked. Maybe offensive line somewhere in there, depending. We'll see. We'll see what we do. It depends on who's there, man. We got to get a running back as well. BJ Robinson. BJ Ujulari would make a lot of sense right here. Jordan Battle could be solid. Of course, my battery is low. Probably shouldn't have went receiver, honestly. But it's all right. Okay, so we have a really big issue here. I almost want to trade down, but it really wouldn't be worth it at this point. Man, it's just really tough because I want a running back, but I also want Ujulari. Ujulari? Oh, yeah, it's Ujulari. I'm so stupid. Also, I could use a corner. Eli Ricks looks like a beast, man. I don't know. I might have to just grab him. That dude looks like a beast. Let's take a look. Let's kind of pick who our best players would be. Ujulari looks pretty solid. He's pretty good. He's got good overalls. His bench press could definitely be better playing outside linebacker in a 3-4. Zach Charbonnet would be good. But to be fair, I don't want to reach on a running back because there are a lot of good ones in this draft. And I'd be fine with, Zach Evans, Sean Tucker, Tank Bigsby. Honestly, any of those guys. So I'm gonna hold off on running back for sure. So it's basically Ujulari or Eli Ricks. Let's look at Eli's physicals and see what he's working with. 4.39. I'm gonna go with Eli. I have to. He just looks like a beast, and we need that at corner, especially on the outside here. But we got another second-round pick. Anthony Richardson going to the Colts as well as C.J. Stroud. Or no, he didn't go there. Sorry. Ujulari going. Oh, man. I think I'm going to have to take a running back with my next pick, unfortunately. I really wanted to get an outside linebacker, but I don't see one being available that I see is really worth the second-round pick at least. It's going to be tough. We'll see what we have when we get there. And really, since I'm not trading up, I might as well just go ahead and go with it. So running back and probably linebacker are my two biggest needs right here. Ooh, Devin A-Chain. A-Chain or... Man, he's got elite speed. That boy is fast. Shit. All right, hold on. What name was that I just saw? Dalton Kincaid would be great for us at tight end, but that's a position we can wait on. Really, the question here is, what do we want at running back? Do we want a speedster or do we want a beast, power type back? Zach Evans, though, looks like the absolute all-around best running back available. But Sean Tucker also looks really good, too. He's quite a bit faster. Quite a bit faster. Man, this is tough. So many good running backs available that I might wait and draft a tight end. Because Tucker, Kraft, or Dalton Kincaid. I feel like Dalton Kincaid would be perfect here. 4.65. He's more of a receiver for sure. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to see if we have any offers worth trading down. We're at pick 24 of this draft. I wish it told me. Hold on, let me go back here. I'm an idiot. Okay, so we're at pick 24 here, and we really don't want to go too far down, and we definitely don't want to trade out of this year, that's for sure. And it's not looking like we're going to get anything really worth moving down right now. That's really the tough thing, man. Because we could get this trade. That's really the only one worth it, honestly. But it's really not good. So the tough thing here is going to be, what do we take? Do we go running back? Do we go tight end? Do we go defense? Because we have Chuba Hubbard, who's okay. We have a few decent tight ends. We really, really need help on defense, really, honestly. Well, we did just go corner. So that's a tough one. You know what? Here's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try to trade a tight end for a defensive player that can start here. Because this is the team. Wait. Yeah. Trade for a defensive player here, and hopefully we can get a starter out of it. Kenneth Murray would be solid, but I don't think they'd give that up for Ian Thomas. Giants would make some sense. You know, I wonder, are they 2 years in? Could we give up Ian Thomas and, like, Hollins, maybe? Did that work? Accepted. All right, sweet. So now we got Azeez Ojulari, and we're going to go ahead and take... I kind of want to trade up, too, before we do this. I want to trade up to the beginning of the third round. Just because of the fact that we do need a running back, and if I'm going to go tight end here, I want to get one of the top 3 running backs left. Let's trade Braxton. He's the oldest guy of the bunch. And then we're going to add a third rounder to it. This would be great. That'd be what? The first pick in the third round, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's the first pick in the third round. So we'd go Braxton and like both of these fifths or something. I don't think that'll work, but it's not too far off. They kind of want a quarterback. Oh, I forgot we had Matt Corral. Shit. Trade you. See if that works. Declined. Yeah, that really didn't do too much for us. It's going to take a third. Let's go 95 and then see if we can't get a late pick from them, like a 7th rounder, just so we can get a fullback realistically. Still declined? Wow. That's honestly surprising. Declined, but not too far off. Accepted. All right, well, it took a third, Matt Corral and Braxton Berrios, to move up to the first pick in the third round. So we're going to take Let's see. We're going to take Dalton Kincaid here, I believe, is the deal. Tucker Kraft looks good, but he just doesn't have the block or the, ooh, 4.56 40. But he's also a good blocker. A run block. I think I'm going to go with my gut. I feel like Dalton Kincaid's going to be a more like better just overall player. I know the blocking is going to be a big thing, but he's got really good route running, and his 40's not too bad. Um, and his shuttle is pretty solid. So we're going to go with Dalton here, and hopefully we just drafted. Oh, shit. 82 speed, too, isn't the best. Only a normal dev. So we probably just screwed ourselves because now we're going to miss out on all the good running backs. Devin a chain goes. Yeah, I hate my life. I hate it. Watch this, bro. They're going to draft him. Okay. Well, we lost out on pretty much every running back that we wanted, but we do get Sean Tucker. So he's the last guy that we really wanted. The other guys I would be okay with, but Sean Tucker's the guy that I was like, gotta get him. Normal dev. Sweet! I'm sure Devin Achane and frickin' all the other guys have great dev too. Oh my god, I hate myself. I should have went running back and then tight end. I should have prioritized it better. Damn it, man. Damn it. That sucks ass. Well, now now we're gonna have to go. Probably safety would probably be our best bet. Um, he doesn't look bad. He could be really bad, but he could be really good too. That's the problem. A to C. What's his scouting report? Bone crushing hits, aggressive ball hawk, has a motor that runs through the whistle. He seems like a beast, to be honest with you, but it's a tough gamble, and I feel like I've gambled a lot this draft. So, I really don't want to gamble too much, but at the same time, he could be a beast, like bad man, I'm telling you. So, I think that's tough. I think we're going to have to go with him. I think we're going to go with the safety. That could be absolutely amazing. He could also be terrible, but we're going to hope he's amazing and draft him in the third round. Hidden dev, 91 speed, 91 excel, 83 jumping. I think he's going to be a beast. That's a perfect pick. He's going to play free safety for us, and I'm happy with that, man. So realistically, this draft wasn't a loss. I mean, we did do a few good moves here. We got a new corner. We got a new receiver. Got a few good players at a few different positions. So I'm not mad at it, by any means. I feel like we probably should have drafted a little bit differently in certain areas. But I'm not like pissed off or anything. I do think I'm going to get one more running back just because of the fact that there is a lot of guys here, and I want somebody that's like, I don't know, maybe I should just wait. I'll probably leave it. I'll leave it alone. Well, Lou Nichols is a beast. Muhammad Ibrahim's also a beast. Man, I'm going to have to leave it alone. I think I have to. I kind of have to go offensive line right now. I want a guard or a center. Realistically, I need a center. Man, potential undrafted free agents. Not what you want to see. So what we're going to try to do is trade for a center. Offensive lineman in general really is what the move is. And what we're going to do is we're going to add Pat Elflein here. And our 5th round pick right now. And see if we can't get offers. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything. This wouldn't be bad, but I'm not super interested. Lloyd Cushenberry I would be interested in if they would take this, but I doubt they do, yeah. Declined. That figures. That's not too bad. Patrick McCarty is a pretty solid player. But I kind of feel like we could get a better player. Is anybody interested in Elfline? We got Eagles interested. Could we get anybody from a different position? No. Well, maybe we could get a pick. Let's try that. Well, nothing I'd be interested in. Kenneth Gainwell. Declined? Okay, no. Will they trade Cam Jurgens straight up for him? No. Okay. Well, think I might be out of luck here. Dealt Milton Williams. That's sweet. That works out perfect. I'm completely okay with that. So now what we want to do here is look at the trade block. Oops. See if there's anybody available at any offensive line position. Kendrick Green we'd definitely be interested in. They need a corner. Let's see if we have anybody that interests them at all. A little bit. I mean, if we can give a 5th round pick right here for him, I'd be happy with that. No? Shit. Maybe throw in Derek Gore. Are you interested in him at all? Okay. Maybe a receiver. Okay, that tickles your fancy a little bit. Maybe next year's 6th round pick. Oh, it's so close. I'm going to do next year's 5th just because we have 2. And that way we get a starting center pretty much. And then we still have this pick here. And we're going to try to trade down because I want to get a fullback and one more player. I want 2023 picks, buddy. Well. Screw it. We're going to take the next year 4 and a 7 for this pick. That way we get our fullback this year, and we'll see what happens in the future. Okay, so Tyler Davis is available. I don't hate that idea. But fullback, where do I want to go here? Probably the best run blocker is the best bet. 4.88, I'll take him. George Bernal. Yeah, he's all right. I'm not mad at it. I just needed a fullback. And that'll conclude the draft. So, let's look at the draft recap and see how we did compared to the other teams. Now, first things first, Bryce Young, 79 overall. Kayshon Boutte, 76. Eli Ricks, 76. Kincaid, 72. Tucker, 73. Catalan being a 73 is solid, and then Bernal, 69. So we had a decent draft. We got the best quarterback for sure, but I feel like we did all right. So Tyree Wilson isn't actually too big of a reach, but I mean, when fucking Will Anderson's sitting there, that's just idiotic. Jalen Carter as well, pretty solid. Broderick Jones, that one came out of nowhere. Michael Mayer, 75 overall tight end. Yeah, I'd rather not. CJ Stroud going to the Steelers at 10 was probably the biggest surprise of the draft. Quentin Johnston, that's great. I'm just trying to see who we passed on here, really. Isaiah Foskey would have been awesome for us. Christian Gonzalez looks really good. Probably should have taken him over Eli. Sheesh. So yeah, pretty solid draft. And like I said, we'll be all right in the future. We got our quarterback. I think we're gonna be all right. Let's adjust this roster. Take a look, deep dive, if you will, into how we're gonna go forward with it. We got our quarterbacks. Man, Sean Tucker, bro. Oh, that's what I should do is compare running backs. I mean, he's not bad, but 72 overall normal dev in such a stacked running back class really hurts my heart, man. Because, dude, we could have had Sean or any of these guys. So let's go round 2. Let's go all NFL, and let's go by position. So yeah, Zach Evans is a 75, but he's probably got hidden. Yeah. 75, 75, 76. So, I mean, it's not like we really fucked up that bad, but, I mean, we might as well have. Well, Devin Achane was also a normal dev. So, I guess in the, in the mix of things, or, in the grand scheme of things, I guess the draft just wasn't as good as I thought when it came to running backs. But it seemed like it was going to be an absolute awesome draft. But, I mean, I think we did pretty good for what we had. We traded up to number 1, so I'm definitely not mad at it. And before we end this, I'm going to go ahead and do an overlook of our roster now. So we got Bryce Young, of course, Chuba Hubbard, Sean Tucker. We're going to get new running backs behind them. DJ Moore, Keyshawn Boutte, Laviska Shenault, Paris Campbell, Terrace Marshall. We really don't have that, big, red zone option, but that's why we have the tight ends. Keyshawn Boutte is going to be a beast, man. Thank God we got him, because now we basically have two DJ Moores. And then I hate he has normal. That sucks. But he should be pretty good for us. I wonder what the other guy was too. But our tight ends are pretty solid. We got a lot of good ones here. Probably shouldn't have signed Juwan Johnson and then draft Dalton Kincaid at the same time. But it's not the worst thing to ever happen. I don't know. Who do I want to play center? Christensen or Green? He's solid. I think he'd be okay at center. Oh, yeah. He's definitely going to be center. That impact blocking is made for center. So, yeah, 71 overall center. So we kind of got an upgrade there, but we didn't really have to give up too much for him. Defensive tackle, we kind of got an upgrade. Outside linebacker, we downgraded, but upgraded in youth. So we're kind of in a better spot, going forward at least. I know Shaq Thompson, is better than these guys, but we got a little bit younger. Let's look here. Corner, we upgraded as well. Free safety, we upgraded. And it's kind of weird because obviously we got Bryce Young. Like, that's the biggest takeaway here. But basically we turned Shaq Thompson into Sean Tucker, Keyshawn Boutte, and who else? Dalton Kincaid, I guess, as well. So I'm cool with that. I mean, just Keyshawn was probably worth it. But we also got a few other good players. But that is going to end it for this episode. This was a long one, but it's going to be a few more episodes going forward. It's probably going to be, a few games here, a few games there kind of thing. But we'll see you on the next one. I appreciate you for watching. Y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.